Hey Biscuiteers, Fuchsia here. So, today we're going to play Control Havencraft, which is honestly one of my favorite decks right now. Obviously, we have the inclusion of the new cards Gilnelise, Marwyn, and Perpetual Despair. So what I did was I removed some of the less productive cards I had in the deck, and I replaced them with these, and it worked out pretty fine. I got a pretty okay win rate with this. And yeah, you just basically wait and control, and then you win later on with Gilnelise, which is super good. On 10 play points, you'll win with her. Marwyn's a really good control tool. He's basically like a 4 play point Themis. Perpetual Despair, also pretty good control tool, and you know, normal Eris and Bellerophon. So yeah, hope you enjoy the games. Alrighty, so first match I wanted to show was against Dragoncraft. Dragoncraft has been very strong recently with the buff archetype and the burn archetype. Certainly playable. So actually it's one of the archetypes where if they high roll, you basically can't do too much about them unless you also match them. But on average, I feel like you're much better off with this deck against Dragoncraft and other like Burny decks at the same time. In this case, what I was looking for in the mulligan was Bellerophon and Eris, basically the evolve cards. You really need them. And if you can, you also want to avoid Gilnelise because that's your win con on turn 10, as we'll see later. But pulling one of them for an early drop isn't too bad here. Now, because I have two Bellerophons, I just play one here and just like hope that they can't remove both, you know, that I can still have one of the followers here. Unfortunately, they are able to clear it with this Phylene. Of course, my Unicorn clears their Phylene later, but it's neither here nor there. They are at overflow, so my cards get increased cost. Thankfully, Bellerophon, for better or for worse, we're going first. So I was gonna play it at 5 anyways, so this doesn't really impact my game plan. All I do is evo her, and now we have the Bellerophon effect, which is quite good, as you know. There's a Rowan here, but we're at 20 HP as you can see, so we're not too worried right now. It's quite a bit before they can do like too much damage right now. Just doing 3 damage here. I just Master Chef, increase my max HP just because they can do quite a bit of damage if left unchecked. And next turn they'll play Gandagosa it seems anyways because it's going to turn 9. So what I do is do this and almost full heal. I'm at 21. I save the Sacred Ice Crusher because sometimes you want to play it at 8. So I tend to save it. Now I'm at like 9 HP here. This is looking not that great, but fortunately I do have a Unicorn Warrior here for a pretty okay heal. So I heal with the Unicorn, and I heal with Sacred Ice Beast, and by not attacking, I proc the Perpetual Perpetual Despair, and thus clearing the Gandagosa. It's the 8-8, it's fine. And here they go with another Gandagosa, another Evo, leaving us with 10 HP, which is quite scary. They try to gamble with Tiamat Omega here, hoping that they can just like burn us off next turn. But thankfully we do have a Holy Saber here. So what I do is I play Holy Saber, and because we're a control deck, I tend to want to like play it safe. So if we don't have clear lethal, what I do is I don't attack with the Holy Saber, so that the Perpetual Despair also procs, and then we can clear the Gandagosa without attacking it, while also getting the Her Holiness Decree effect and also healing a lot. Like here, they try to mitigate the Holy Saber. It doesn't do too much. At the end of the day, I could use Projectile Anointment and Unicorn here just to heal up. And then from 7 HP, I'm now back at around 17. With Smile Cure, I'm back at... With Smile Cure and the Holy Saber effect, I'm back at 22. And here they just played double Rowan just to, just like, in order to like, do as much damage as possible before it's too late. Now here's the thing with Dragoncraft. Because they ramp, they get to 10 play points very easily. And so even if you're going first, on turn 10, you can actually proc Gilnelise. So we're gonna see that in action later, after this. First, they're chipping 12 HP from me. Very bad, but as you can see, the Gilnelise actually procs because they ramp into 10. And I have 10 play points here. And this spell is very good, because what it does is it draws you cards, which usually isn't too much of a problem. But it also like deals damage to their face, heals us for a lot, which is very good. We're back at 15. And because it heals, it also deals an extra damage with Bellerophon, so it's actually 6 damage to their face. And now they only have 1 HP, and I can just play basically any kind of heal, and I'll win.
As many as I have wronged.
Another good thing about Gilnelise is that if you're not able to win it that turn, you can also just discard their entire hand. So, pretty good. Alright, second game I wanted to show. A bit of a different team. Against Shadowcraft. Shadowcraft recently faced like last words. Sometimes people play Evo, but I feel like right now OTK is quite popular. And to be honest, if they get lucky with the OTK, you really can't do anything as this deck, except like try to increase your HP as much as possible with Chef. So I think it's a bit of a disadvantage in that way. On the flip side though, if you do get like lucky a bit, it's definitely winnable. And by lucky, I mean having them not be too lucky. So here I didn't see too much pressure with Luna, so I just drew cards. I have 2 heiresses, so I just play one of them here and play the Sphere Relic right now. Why not? Just like maximizing the play points I have. And next turn, I'm going to play the Heiress Evolve. Now here's a key card here, Ceres. So the combo is Ceres with one of the 5/5 zombies, and then with a new card that procs last words without destroying the follower. You can actually proc the last words of with Desire like more than once, and that's where the OTK comes from. In this case though, I'm just prioritizing the most pressing last words to banish. Not too bothered with this, you know. Just try to control as much as possible, because if you get OTK'd, you get OTK'd, right? And you can't really pressure too much with this deck anyway, so what I focus on is just trying to get my win condition as fast as possible. And here we do get to use Marwyn. So Marwyn is basically like a Themis Decree, destroy all followers, except he has stats and he's a 4 play point follower. So that's quite good. Here there was a consideration to also play Master Chef, but I would rather have the relic up. So they destroyed the Sphere Relic, but because I played 2 heiresses, I actually have another one. I'm not sure why they decided to do that. Either way, next turn, pretty straightforward clear here. Just a Sphere Relic here. And as you can see, we have 2 Gilnelise, which is a bit concerning, but whatever, you know, we can still survive. And this is very important, Master Chef Evo. I chose to not wait for the Bellerophon here, because honestly, at this point, Bellerophon might not do as much good anyways, and I prioritize the increased HP from Master Chef. At 7 play points here, this is actually their window to do the combo, and they play the Darkest Desire and play the Chaotic Doom. And here's the thing, right?
I'll make your taste buds quiver.
The Chaotic Doom, this has the Darkest Desire. So yeah, this was basically kind of a desperation play from them. And the thing is, sorry, I had to cough there a bit. The thing is, the Holy Saber has damage negation. So what happens is, I just play the Holy Saber here, and then evo her, and I'm immune. So I just trade here, and I got 0 damage, and I just heal. I'm back at 22. But of course, because this is because this has a last word shadow core, that's not the end of it. That's not quite the end of their story. Because what happens is they trade here, like trade a lot, and at first I was like, but why? But then I understand why, because they can play Chris now. And so it becomes a match of board and control. Thankfully we have another Marwyn here, really showing his power. And I play a Smile here just as a healing passive. And of course the Relic Goddess doesn't get affected by the destroy. They play Link Staff here, try to deal as much damage as possible, and stealing the Marwyn, which is whatever. Going face with the Link Staff, pretty good. And then proccing that as well. I'm not sure if that was the best play, but that did deal an extra 3 damage towards my face. Of course I get to heal again, and here's where I was like, oh no, my victory is not assured anymore. Because if I didn't draw this card, next turn I would have definitely won with Gilnelise. The trouble is, I did not. Like I drew this card, so I have all my Gilnelises in hand. So this game is all about control now. So that's what I do. Basically try to heal as much as I can and go face with Relic Goddess. Buffed it up to 8-2. Choose Death Cat Reaper. Yeah, it's like they're basically playing Last Word Shadow now, and don't get me wrong, they still have a chance to win, especially with the curse effect. The thing is, I'm just very favored in this matchup at this stage of the game, right? Especially with Torrent, just removing them. It's just too powerful removal. Haven's removal are just too premium. And with this, I win in 2 turns unless they heal. So that's what they try to do with so they try to keep doing damage, but as you can see, I just keep healing back to full. So it's quite sad. At the end of the day, this is still a pretty huge board though, and I board lock myself. So what I do is I just trade into the biggest thing, and hope I don't get demolished. But thankfully, I don't think I will. They play the Ominous, but next turn, my Cylinder Relic will proc, and then I'll win. So that's 2 ways to win with this deck, using Gilnelise, and the second one, using good old Control. So, alright guys, so that was the deck. Control Havencraft, quite good. I'm very happy that Control Haven is back, and oh my lord, I love this card so much. I used to love Themys Decree, and this card is basically Themys Decree on steroids, and I love him. I love him so much, but I also love Gilnelise, which is basically one of your main win conditions, and she is an amazing card for this deck, as you can see in these games. So yeah, I'm happy to showcase both of them in different ways. There's definitely like decks this deck is strong against, and decks this deck is weak against. It's not like an all-rounder, but overall I think it's quite strong still. To be honest, the only negative I could see about this deck is mirrors tend to be quite bad. Like, I've been lucky and I've only been facing against Ward Haven instead of like Control Haven mirrors, but oh my god, Control Haven mirrors seems very bad, but that's about it. Otherwise, I really recommend this deck. I love these 2 new cards. This one is good too. So yeah, what have you guys been playing? And do you like this deck? I know a lot of people really don't like it, because of obvious reasons. So tell me in the comment section if you like this deck or not, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you loved it, give me a sub, and like always, have a great day.